Hi guys, and welcome to another fishing reminder video. Today I want to show you one of my favorite fish recipes. It's a recipe from Germany. It's called Bratherring in Germany, which means translated fried herring, but it's actually a fried and then pickled herring. But you can use any other oily fish. So just let me explain quickly what a kahawai is, because most people might not know a kahawai if you're not from New Zealand. A kahawai is a very good fish to catch on light tackle, super fun. They grow pretty big and they put up a really good fight. The consistency of the meat and the flesh is quite similar to a mackerel, but they can grow much bigger than a mackerel here in New Zealand. In Australia, they're also known as Australian salmon. They're pretty much the same species as the kahawai we have in New Zealand. They're not available in other parts of the world, but as I said, you can use any other oily fish type for this recipe, so it doesn't really matter if you have a kingfish, a trevally, a mackerel, herring, any of those fish, they work just as good. Check it out and let me know later in the comments what you think about it. Let's get started. The first step is to brine the fish. You can skip this part, but it will improve the flavor and texture of the final dish. I use the same brine as I would use for smoking. 60 gram salt and 60 gram sugar per liter of water. Mix it all up, cover the fish and leave in the fridge for a few hours or overnight. Alrighty guys, so I'm ready for the next step of my recipe. The kahawai that I put in that brine yesterday, I left it in overnight and it looks pretty good now. Look, it's taken on a nice little pinkish color, and the texture here is really nice now, much better than without brining. Like I said, brining will improve the flavor quite a bit. My little camping stove here. Turn this on and I just put a good chunk of just normal canola oil into that pan here. I wanted to get it as hot as possible so that I get a nice browning on my fish. So that's why I turn it on already. I've got a bowl with just water here. So I'll just rinse these brined pieces of kahawai quickly. And then I'll pat them dry with some paper towels. This brining also removes some of that fishy smell from the kahawai. Try to get this as dry as possible here. Cover them with a bit of flour, just general purpose flour. Mix them all up with a bit of flour. You don't need any extra salt because they were in that brine for some time. So the oil is nice and hot. I've got my kahawai pieces. Trick is now to fry them as crispy and as brownish as possible. So I'll just put them all in here. Don't worry about overcooking them. Because they will be pickled afterwards. So even if they're a little bit overcooked, it won't matter. After pickling, the meat will get nice and soft anyway. So yeah, basically you fry them like any other fish, but the trick is to fry them a little bit longer and a little bit hotter. We're ready for the third step now, and this is making the pickling sauce. 250 milliliter of red wine vinegar. There we go. That's about half a liter of pickling sauce now. Goes into the pot. So next I have some pickling spice here. Just a mix that you can buy like that in the supermarket. For this half a liter amount, I'm probably gonna use a tablespoon. 2 dried chilies. If you like it spicy, if not, just leave them. 2 bay leaves, few extra cloves to it. Mustard seeds in my pickling, so I'll just use another teaspoon or so of mustard seeds here. Lemon juice here, and I use a tablespoon of that. And now the important thing, sugar. I use around about 4 tablespoons of sugar. So now we just bring this all to a boil with a bit of stirring. And once it's boiling, we simmer it for about 5 minutes or so to combine all the spices and all the flavors. Good now. Next step is very important, onion. I sliced up 2 smallish onions, and once you turn off the heat, they'll just go in there. You don't want to boil them or simmer them because you don't want them to get too soft. Leave that like this and wait until the marinade cools down. Once it's cooled down, we just put it on top of the fish. And so all that's left to do, pour that over the fish with all the onion goodness and everything in there. Mix that all up nicely. Cover that up with a bit of foil. And that goes right into the fridge. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days now. And I just took my pickled Kahawai out of the fridge and we'll have it for breakfast. So have a look. It's looking pretty nice. All the flavors have soaked through now. Fish meat has soaked up all the pickling sauce and it looks really nice and juicy inside. It's awesome. This won't last long. Very tasty. I think I have to go and catch another Kahawai. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it will inspire you to try a new recipe. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also visit fishingreminder.com for best fishing times worldwide. And we'll see you next time.